You know, many people think accuracy comes from aiming a weapon, and that is part of it, but it's not the most important thing. Today, we're going to talk about why your grip is so critical for accuracy. There's a lot of ways to hold a pistol, and most of them are wrong. Holding the pistol is probably the most important thing a shooter has to do, but because when you're consistent on your grip, you'll be consistent on your accuracy. So in this video, I'm going to give you a proper grip. I'm going to show you multiple grips that are wrong and why, and at the end of this, you'll be able to understand how important and critical the grip is to becoming more accurate at the range. All right, guys, so let's show you a few grips I see could be problematic. Very first, which I hardly ever see anymore, is the grab the wrist grip. How many, please tell me none of you are doing this, but when someone grabs a wrist to hold on to the pistol, this is sort of one of those grips that I don't understand why you would do that, but unless you get weak wrist, but that is a grip you should never do. It is not going to be something that's going to allow you to control the grip. Let's talk about a proper grip. What it's doing, it's allowing us to control the weapon. In every bad grip, it's causing manipulation of the firearm, which is causing the impact of the bullet to be somewhere else. So the next one would be sort of just holding on to it, kind of squeezing your hands together and dumping your thumbs together. First of all, this grip here, it's very hard for the students to control muzzle flip. If you look here, there's gapping all around the pistol. So that gun is never going to stay still for you due to the fact that you're not really controlling the pistol. And when you really think about a proper grip, our dominant hand has some power. Our non-dominant hand has all the power. So we want to make sure our non-dominant hand is getting towards the pistol as much as possible. And this thumb over thumb method like this would block your non-dominant hand from helping us out, and we need it as much as possible. All right, the next one is the thumb buried, and this hand here, and this thumb on top of that thumb. Here's the problem with this grip, and we see a lot of this grips like this. What happens, again, you're blocking your non-dominant hand from touching the pistol, but really what happens is you're causing pressure on this side of the pistol, which causes inaccuracy. What we're doing is called thumbing the gun, and it thumbs here. We push in here, and we're just not getting a decent grip. Look at that right there, how this hand is really not touching the firearm, which would be very temperamental as far as high, low, right, left shots, because we're just not getting a positive grip every time. So those are the ones I see on a regular basis that are challenging for most people. Let me give you a proper grip. Rubber gun, no bullets, obviously. I should have said that to begin with. But here we go, high on the tank. This is the very first thing we got to do. We got to pick the pistol up as high as we can. And we want to be up here in the tang area. Then we're going to take our finger and bring it off the trigger. That's the very first thing we need to make sure we do. Now once we got that grip positively there, then we're going to take our other hand, and we built this void, and this is where our other hand should go. We want to take our thumbs and we want to index towards the target. If we lock out our wrist and put here and here, now our thumbs are up, they're pointing towards the target, the grip is up, high on the tang, fingers off the trigger, and we got a good, positive lockdown grip. Our power goes like this, 40% here, 60% here, locking out our thumbs, pushing out towards the target. And what this does for us, guys, it gives us complete control, especially if you've listened to my videos about how we drive the pistol. Our power really comes from our chest and our pecs, gentlemen, and ladies, from your back muscles. So ladies, you're going to push and pull, push and pull. I'm pushing out and pulling back, and that's going to keep that weapon level. And then gentlemen, you use your pec muscles, drive with your pecs, put your hands together and squeeze your chest together. You'll feel your pecs kick in, and that's how we really control the weapon. And once we got good control of the weapon, this is a solid foundation. This is how you become accurate with a pistol, because if you have complete control of muzzle flip, we have complete control of the pistol. So this is important for us to find out the best grip for us to control the pistol. So let me go ahead and talk to you about number one, which would be recoil management. Recoil management, muzzle flip, or whatever you want to call it, that's when the gun's doing this. And what happens, why that happens, is our non-dominant hand is not controlling the pistol. We've all been there and seen the person with a gun comes out of their hand because they weren't squeezing hard enough with his hand, and it comes off there. Well, muzzle flip causes the gun to go up. Then we need to drive it back down, and what we end up doing, we over torque and drive below the target, and that's why you get those low dipping shots. When we don't have control of the pistol with a proper grip, we really don't have control of the gun. So if we drive, press, and keep our grip together, 360-degree grip, we're going to control it completely, make it so much easier for us. Number two is trigger control stability. What tends to happen is if I have got the weapon out and I'm not having real good control of the pistol, when I go to touch the trigger, the front post dips a little bit because I'm not controlling the weapon. Or if the gun rises really high, then we got to bring the trigger, we got to bring everything back down to get here, and it just gets, the trigger gets sloppy, the weapon gets sloppy, and our shots get sloppy. People think it's the pistol that's not accurate. It's not the pistol, it's you. All right. Number three, same thing, we got to make sure that this foundation, this pistol is level. I've talked to you many times before about a level pistol shoots level, but the only way to have a level pistol is to make sure the pistol is level. And what it starts with is a good grip foundation, and that is the two thumbs forward, bringing it up here, and then when the trigger is here, then we go to press the trigger and run those shots, the weapon will stay level. And you know when the weapon isn't level when your shots get sloppy. The more we can keep the sight alignment in our line of sight, we do not want the weapon to drop during the shot. We almost want it to stay, if we're going to cut a shot, we want it to cut up and down, up and down, up and down. And when you're running the gun properly and it's going up and down, well, you've got complete control of that pistol. When you are pulling the trigger or jerking the trigger or squeezing the trigger or manipulating or anticipating or doing anything else like that, that's when the front is flopping. And when the front is flopping, it becomes more challenging for us to stay accurate with a pistol. Number four, we need to minimize anticipation. Now, there's a lot of things you can do to minimize anticipation. One is dry firing. If you don't know what dry firing is, that is the practice of engaging the trigger with no bullets in it. And you can do this at home, you can do it in the range. And what we're trying to do is stop us flinching or anticipating during the recoil. If you don't believe you're doing it, or you don't know what it is, have one of your friends, buddies, pals, whatever, at the range, load one of your magazines, tell them to put anywhere from 3 to 10 rounds, whatever you want to do, and then put in a dummy round somewhere in between there. And when you're cutting shots 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're doing exactly the same, when that dummy round comes up and all of a sudden you dip down, it sort of looks like this. Gun goes bang, gun goes bang, gun goes bang, and I go to pull the trigger and the gun goes click, and I kind of get that anticipation. Because what I'm trying to do, and what people do, is they tense up prior to shooting the pistol to try to muscle the recoil management. Grip will allow us to control recoil management. Good stance will allow us to control the recoil management. Driving the pistol properly will allow us to control recoil management more than anything else. Us, the monster inside here, wants to anticipate recoil management, and that causes our shots to go low, to right, to left, or whatever you're going to be. We have this horizontal and vertical line, and we need to make sure the pistol's on our horizontal line, which is where the weapon needs to be over our eye line, and then our vertical line is weapon over dominant eye. And that's truly where the pistol needs to be, and a proper grip will help you get it there. And number 5 is just building the confidence, shooting on a regular basis, getting to understand what a proper grip is, watching YouTube videos like this, getting to the range, whether it's my videos or somebody else, looking up what a proper grip is, understanding the science of the proper grip. It truly makes a difference on your education. You know, we started this channel to motivate, educate, and entertain our students. As a firearms instructor who specializes in new students, it's definitely something that people need to understand. It's very simple. If you're doing it wrong, you need to identify that you're doing it wrong and try to fix it. We understand if we put our thumb over top of the nail and take the hammer to it, it's going to cause us pain. But every once in a while, one of us hits our thumb with a hammer. But you only do it once in a while, right? You always got to remember. So it's very important. No matter what you do, you need to identify what you're doing wrong to solve it. These 5 things are pretty critical on why your grip is so important for accuracy at the range. Guys, as a firearms instructor, we have a lot of stuff we can give you. I actually have an ebook here called Get a Grip. It's in the descriptions below. This is what it looks like. And this is taking the science of a pistol grip and breaking it down into a simple solution for you. And I would highly recommend, if you have the opportunity, to download this book or any of my other ones, because they are going to help you tremendously. A lot of people can take these ebooks, read them, and take it to the range and understand it. The cool thing about most of my ebooks, there are correlated videos on my YouTube channel that you're watching right now that back up these books. So not only can you read it, you can watch it, and then you can try to go repeat it at the range. And if you have that opportunity, it makes you so much better as a shooter. Well, my name's John Johnson, and I'm a firearms instructor, and I specialize in you. Guys, I appreciate you very much for being here. You are the reason why this channel is available. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for always watching these videos. You know what to do. If you like what you get here and you like the whiteboard, and you like the education, and you like all that stuff, all you have to do is a simple thing. And you know what it is. Those buttons down below. If you have friends, family, loved ones, or anybody else who is looking to become more proficient with a pistol, I got you. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.